Okay, let me share a screen. So today I haven't prepared any PPT, but I will tell you what we are going to discuss here, right? We had a similar requirement in recently, right? In our project, we were doing auditing and logs. So for this auditing, uh, we we have to send old data, new data, um, and the operation, those kind of things, right? So these three information I need to pass. So just leave this operation. I need to send this old data, new data to an API. So this, so whenever there is a change in our application, any record getting updated, I have to serialize it, the old data. Old data means which is already there in entity, and new data is the modified values. So these two things I need to serialize and serialize to JSON and send it to the API. Now, the thing is, we need to restrict, for example, when you update something manually, if there is a possibility user will not change anything and they will click on save, right? Without changing anything, click on save. So this will contain both old and new data same only, right? In this case, we should not allow user to update. I mean, we should not call the API. Don't call the API in this case. Okay. And one more thing is, so when we are getting the old data and new data as a JSON, we will have, for example, modified date. Those attributes will present in the entity. Even though if it don't change the values and click on save, these values will get changed, right? In this case, it will always give you something has changed at the time of auditing and logging. But actually it is not, right? Since we are modifying these things, date will always change. The data, I mean, duplicate data will get inserted, I mean, sent to the API. So this is what we need to prevent it. Um, so if we are doing it for single entity, we can do it manually by comparing each fields, right? We can compare each fields and do it manually for single entity. That's fine. But we need to do auditing and logging for 50 entities. More than 50 entities are for that we cannot do each and every field whether it is changed or not comparatively, and those comparison will not uh, will is not a proper solution that if we want to check whether there is a changed value or not. And in this API, this API will accept only this old data, new data text format, right? Which is a JSON serialized format. So before sending this, we should have something to check whether there is a change
Hello.
in. Oh, yes, Deepak. Hello. Okay. So we need to check whether there is a change in old data and new data. Based on that, if there is a specifically change, then only we need to push it to API. Also, there is one more condition. Few fields I should not. I don't want to check whether it is changed or not, like this modified by modified date and all, right? I don't want to check in that JSON, so that I can only check whether these key fields are changed, then I can pass it to the auditing and logging. So this is the scenario. Maybe this will be very rough, right, to understand. I'll also share you few payload. That's okay. See, this is audit log API. Yep. So if you see, this is one of the API that we will be sending, right? New data. There will be another column called old data. It's right now it's not here, but yeah, this is the format we will be sending. These are entity attributes: ID, order ID, customer reference. And if you see at the end, there will be updated on, created on, all those things, right? So these audit fields will change anyways. For example, Gokul has created this and Deepak is updating this particular record. It will definitely change from 25 to 26 at the time of update. So we don't want those changes to be detected, whether there is a change from old and new data. We only need to check whether these key attributes from ID to the other things, right? Except those modified on. So that is where I've been searching for. Is there any plugins available? I don't think so. It's not available. So and also for this particular scenario, right? It was not working. And then I just thought to create the .NET extension. And yeah, just let me showcase it to you how I have done that with the help of ChatGPT as well, right? I don't know .NET. So GPT gives the .NET code and how we are integrated with the .NET IDE, which is Service Studio, Integration Studio, all of these things, right? Okay, this is my scenario. Uh, Maybe I can phrase it. I want to create a .NET extension in our systems where it will compare to JSON fields as old and new text inputs. Um, Also need one more input field as text to exclude the uh, particular attributes in the JSON. Output should give me whether there is a change in old and new JSON values. So this is the scenario that we have to do. I'll just show you what it is, right? So that you will get some understanding. So I've created a dummy screen. Just open it. Okay. I'll add a simple JSON here. Name Aravind. So same JSON, I'll just copy paste it here. So this is old JSON, new JSON, and this one is what attribute to exclude. So that I will give you. Okay, maybe I can add one more thing. Age. Uh, Let me click the button. So it is giving true. True means there is a change in this particular JSON, right? For example, if I make it as 30 and click on button, it will give false because both JSON is same. So I don't want this. I don't want to send this to the API, right? Until unless if there is a change. Let's say I want to, even though if it is changed. Now 31 I have changed. Click on button. So this is giving true, right? I want to exclude age. No need to compare the age, just compare name. So it will give false. False means even though there is a change in the age, since we have added age to exclude this from the JSON, it is excluding it. And we can also add another one, name, as comma separated. So it is giving false because we have excluded both. Since there is nothing to check, it is giving false. So this is the thing we need to achieve it. Hope it is clear, right, guys?
Yeah, Aravind.
Okay, so let me proceed with how we can achieve, right? Um, I've opened the chat GPT and this is my scenario. So before proceeding with that, first go to, how many of you created extensions before? Well, so if you go to any of the application and click the select the type as extension module type, right? In the name, you can put something like JSON compare v3, something like that, or demo, or JSON compare demo. So click on create module. So we are going to create extension right here. Click on create module. It will open up integration studio. So by default, it is loading integration studio. And in the integration studio as well, you need to log into the same environment that you have logged in. Now this is the environment I have logged already. Connecting it. Okay. So the project has been created like this, right? Extension is created. Name is JSON compare demo, right? Inside this JSON compare demo, you can create the action. You can have multiple actions, but for us, we need only one action, which is to compare JSON. So you can type compare JSON. In this compare JSON, you can have description like compare to JSON string and return true or false, return true if there is a change detected in the JSON. Okay, so we've created this action. For this action, we should have three input parameters as we have seen in this screen, right? I've, one is the old JSON, new JSON, and options or fields to exclude. Those are the three values. So I'm gonna create parameters, old JSON. So this will be little different comparing to Service Studio, old JSON, new JSON, and um, keys to ignore. I think we can make it like that. Keys to ignore or fields to ignore should be fine, right? Fields to ignore. Fields to ignore. And we need one output parameter, which is um, so this will output what matched or change detected is changed something or is modified. Okay, we can have, but if you want to convert it to output parameter, just double click on it. It will change it to output parameter. So here everything is text except this. This one is Boolean. Yeah, I think we are done with this. We have created three input parameters and one output parameter. Okay, so let's click on this. This is edit source code in .NET. So if you are starting, if you're first time opening this integration studio and all of this, doing all of these things, you need to first install Visual Studio, right? Visual Studio, you have to install it first and then do the configuration and everything. After that, only you can, this will work. Otherwise, this will ask you to install Visual Studio. I've already installed the Visual Studio. 2019 is already installed and configured in this integration studio. So I'll just click on this. It is asking like, do you trust the author of this extension? Yeah, it's me. So I'll just put yes. So if you see this, all this action and everything, it will create a project in Visual Studio and make the base setup ready for us.
Is this licensed to an Aravind or free Visual Studio?
This is free only, Tamil, right?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Right, Tamil.
Yes.
This is free only.
Okay.
I don't know whether they have put it licensed or this is my customer laptop. I don't remember it actually, but there is a Visual Studio code as well available. Uh, Actual should be free only. Yeah, you can have this one, community,
The community.
free downloader. Professional and enterprise only is not free one, but we can have this one, I think.
Okay.
Or code is there, na? Visual Studio Code also will support .NET programming. But
Mhm.
for me, I think Visual Studio is best comparatively. Okay, it is preparing the solution. Honestly, I don't know the .NET. I haven't used Visual Studio itself for anything, right? But just the basic of classes, objects, those kind of things, right? That we have already studied. So with that only, at least we can just try to modify something based on the response from ChatGPT. So when you this JSON compare demo is the project, and there is a interface.cs available, right? So when you double click on it, this is the main no, not this JSON compare demo.cs, right? This is the main file that we need to work on. So if you see here, there is a class called JSON compare demo, everything. Inside this class, there is a function available, MSS. So all these MSS, CSS, and also if you see SS, all these things are um, prepend prepended by out systems, right? This is out systems specifically created a project. So all these prepending things they will automatically create it, and this is also required for them to identify for the integration studio to identify all these things. So classes should have CSS, and these input parameters or output parameters should have SS, and function should have MSS. Yeah, we can also manually create it, but it will be better if we have done from here, right? I have created a .NET, I mean extension module created, and then it navigated me to Integration Studio. Then it is automatically navigated here in Visual Studio. So it will be better if we go in this way. So no need to do additional efforts. So now the thing is ready already. So if you see here, it is almost ready. SS is modified is false. So if you publish it and call it in our application, it will always give it as false. So we need to write the logic here. In order to write the logic, let's go to here, and I've already written the scenario, right? Let me paste it here. So I want to create a .NET extension in out system, so it will compare to JSON text fields. Also need one more input as text to exclude the particular JSON text comma separated. I'll add this because in Integration Studio, it's we can't actually give it as a list data type here. So it accepts only text or boolean, very text boolean and some basic things there. I can also see some record list is available. So in order to make it a list, we need to create a structure and map it to the particular thing. But this integration studio is not allowing me to do. That is why I haven't gone for the list data type, and I just used comma separated ones for now. But if you are trying this, maybe you can check and let me know how you have changed it, how you have created a list input parameter. That that maybe you can try it out and let me know. For the time being, I was spending more than 1 hour and couldn't unable to do that. So haven't I don't want to spend more time on this. That is why I just proceeded with the text itself as a comma separator. JSON output should give other does a change in order as is modified boolean. So that's it. Let me just post it here. So it gives the steps to implement. Yeah, that is a C sharp code is available now. Load attributes as JSON. Okay. So just we just need to make it as a single action. So I can see there are two functions used here. One is private and another one is public. This compare JSONs only we are going to use and it will be available. But this one as private, created as private. Okay, I think it's okay. We can, let me just copy this first function, right? Where is the, just replace it here. String dot is null or empty. These are system functions. It will check whether this JSON is null or empty. So we can use this one. SS old JSON, SS new JSON. We just need to change as per our input parameter values. Okay, so if you see here JSON convert, right? JSON convert deserialize object of old JSON. So that it is saying something that JSON convert does not exist in the current context. Because if you see the above ones, we need to include that library in order to proceed with this. This JSON convert is another library, I think. So we need to check the code again in the chat GPT. It's Newtons of JSON. So this Newtons of JSON, we need to include it there. So mostly we can replace all those other things with these. You can also paste it here. System is already there. I'll remove it. Okay, this link. Okay, so okay, let it be. We'll do it. Just we have added this up to this one. I'll just correct the other things and then we'll come to this. Old JSON is SS. Old JSON. SS new JSON. As JSON changed. Okay. So this has JSON changed, right? This this one is another private action that we need to create it after this. So we can that one we can copy directly from here and just paste it over there. Yeah, I've created this private static. So basically this is nothing but it is checking each old object and new object whether there is a change or not. And yeah, it is if there is a change, see found a difference. It is there is a change, okay, return true, right? And also if you see here, skip excluded fields means whichever fields that we want to exclude will get added here, and this will be skipped in the checking inside the loop, right? So these are just basic things. If we can I mean, coding wise, right? The loops and all, if you deep dive into it, you will get to know what it is and everything. So if there are no uh, changes detected, then it will return false as no difference found. Yeah, that is this one. Now let's use this output parameter. Oh wait, we need to pass excluded keys. Excluded keys. Okay. This exclude attributes, we need to change it to this one, SS ignore fields. Because if you see the code, it is added as exclude attributes, but in our code, it is added as SS fields to ignore. So we can make it like this. This is in out systems, we will do as string split as comma separator, right? Like that, this will do here like this, split of comma. Hmm. Consider as modified. There's a JSON parsing error. Okay. So this is exception handling. Sorry. It will try if there is if it is successful. If it is not successful, it will always return true. So if there is any parsing error. So we don't want to return here. We have an output parameter, so we can directly assign this to that output parameter. So instead of a return, you can have something like this. SS modified equal to this one, or SS modified equal to this one. And yeah, this one as well. All right, so we have almost done with this. Let's build the solution. If you go to build and click on build solution, build started. Okay, there is one failed. Type or name space Newton soft could not be found. Okay, so if you see here, there is an error, right? The type or namespace name Newton soft could not be found. Okay. So it is causing an issue while building due to this one, Newton soft JSON that we have added. Because we are using this for JSON comparison and in our logic, we are using JSON, sorry, Newton soft. So we need to install this like a plugin. we do install the plugin in our systems, right? So like that in .NET, if anything is not found, we need to install it. So in order to install it, yeah, as a beginner, I don't know how to install it from here. So let's ask him. I'm getting this error. Let's say this. Hmm. So it says we need to add dependency of Newtonsoft in .NET extension. So there are multiple ways to add the dependency. One is manually download and reference it. That is one. Uh, we can also use the command prompt that CLI in the command also we can give and install it. There are other ways. So let's use the first step. Um, Integration Studio. Actually, we need to refine our search a little more. I'm getting this error while building in uh, Visual Studio. Let's see what it says. Okay, there is a NuGet, right? This using we have added in the top. So let's install this then. Go to Tools, open Visual Studio, Tools, NuGet Package Manager, and then Package Manager Console, I think. Manage NuGet packages for solution. Oh, okay. We can also install it through this console, but in order to make it easier, we can go to manage NuGet packages. Okay. If we are not comfortable, let's not go there. Even I'm not comfortable with that. So
Arvind, you go there and you can type,
which one?
go
Here,
to
right? In
manage. No, in left side of a first tab. Yes, go there and search
here,
everything.
na? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, and alternatively, we can also install it with this CLI. So
Okay.
let's say Newton sub.json. I'll click browse, search. There are a number of things. I think this is
Yes.
the one we need to install. Um, but let's not do that. We can just go to tools, NuGet package manager. To make it simple, just copy this, paste it, hit enter. So it will do all the stuffs. Yeah, successfully installed Newton sub JSON. Okay. Now so if you see here, the issues were gone, right? Because this Newton soft is installed into the solution. So I think this looks pretty good. Now let's go to, where is it? Build. Yeah. Go to build, click on build solution. So build one succeeded. I think we are good now. Let's save it. Once it is saved, we need to go to Integration Studio, close this, click click publish. Oh, I think we need to close this one, Visual Studio. Please close the integrated development environment before proceeding. Yeah. So what it says is we need to close this Visual Studio because the development is completed, right? Let's close this and then click OK. So it's just saving it in the local for safety. Yeah, publish is done. Where it is published. Yep, okay. Now we need to go to Service Studio. It should be available in BO, POC. So I think here only I have created the textures. Yeah, okay. See, JSON compare demo extension is created here. Now we are going to use this inside some application, right? I'll create another application module, JSON demo. Okay, okay. Just create a screen, home screen. The simple blank screen. We can have text area, probably two text area, another one, and another one. And we can have a button. Is modified. Okay, so this text area, we can have it as old JSON. Sorry, new JSON. This one has excluded attributes to exclude in comma separated. Okay, let's create a variables for this. Okay, 3 items created, and for this button click. So we are going to call the JSON in this button click it only, right? So let's take the dependency of JSON compare demo. See, this is what we have created in integration studio, right? Old JSON, new JSON, fields to ignore, and is modified. Refresh and apply. Let's call this compare JSON. It requires, I don't think so. This is required. So if you want to change this from required to something else, you can go back to integration studio, click on this. There is a section mandatory, right? You can uncheck this and publish again. It will be reflected in your extension. So right now I'll just put it as, oh no, wait, we need to assign two variables. Text to add 3, 2, 1. And then you can have a message which will show whether it is modified or not. Hmm. So the values are the JSON different. Okay, let's publish this and check. So whenever you copy from GPT, right, the code that we are copying, so we need to make sure we are not replacing OutSystems created um, that MSS, SS, that prefixes, right? That shouldn't removed, because what we do usually, we will just copy everything and paste it inside that action. If you do so, it will not create, it will, I mean, you can still publish the extension and everything, but when you take the dependency, it won't show the action to take the dependency. It will just show you, um, it will just show you this JSON compare demo only. So this action will not be there. All the attributes and everything will not be there. So that for that purpose, you need to add that prefixes so that OutSystems will understand what is function, what is attribute, and what is output parameter and everything. Okay, we have published this. Let me open. Okay, I have logged in session. Open in browser. So home screen is opened. Let's type the JSON value. Company Eone. Just put it same thing. Are the JSON different? So it says no, so because both are same. Let me modify 1, 2, 3. Yes. So it finds the difference between these two JSON and gives us yes. Um, let's say I don't want to check the company. There is only one field, but just adding it for testing. Exclude this company from testing. So it won't check there's a difference or not because we are excluding the company. So I need that one also we can ask. Give me some dummy user JSON. Okay, I can use this. Okay. So there is no difference here. I'll change the age to 31 and New York to Canada. Just click yes, there is a difference. So I don't want to check with age and city. So I'll put age, comma, city. It won't check those two fields even though there is a change. So it says there is no different. This is what we have been achieved I mean, I was created a .NET extension for the one of the use case in our project. So I just wanted to share this with you guys, how I have achieved through this journey, right, and everything. I think I have shared almost all the things. The only thing maybe you can get back to me is how we can add a list data type in the input or output parameters, that thing. Uh, Other than that, I think all good. Let me know, guys. Is there any questions?
No,
Okay. So I just want to ask one question, right? Is this clear? Is there anyone not clear about what we have been discussed? You can please feel free to ask me anytime. You can ping me, or if you are discussing in a bigger group like this, if you ask any questions, other person will get benefit. So
So Aravind, I just have one more query. Whenever we do these functionalities works only for mostly for audit trial, right? So in that cases, the change in the value also needs to be captured. So for example, you're omitting the value and you're finding the difference. But in case if there is a change in the value and the changed value needs to be saved, right? So in that case, this extension can also be modified to that feature as
definitely,
well.
yeah, that's a good idea, Maithili. So we can have that modified something like that also, because that we don't have existing feature in our systems for this, right? Only modified items will go and save. Yeah, if we have, if we can update it, definitely this ChatGPT, if you ask, I want to modify or I want to add this feature, it will give you additional functions as well. So we can add it and publish it for our future improvements as well.
Got it.
Mm.
And it's a good one, Aravind. Yeah, nice.
Thanks, Maithili. Yeah, that is why I wanted to share with this group. So yeah, thanks everyone. I hope
thank you.
this is helpful.
Yeah, thanks, Aravind.
Thank you so much, Aravind, for this
Yeah,
wonderful session. And
thanks,
thank you for
Pradeepa.
thank you for participation to all of you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bye
we'll
everyone.
catch up
Yeah,
in the
thank you.
next sessions with another mentor. Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.